Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got something completely different for you here today. I am in a F3 fixed series race here at Circuit Gilles Villenueve for week 11 and deciding to give this a try. It's a track that I've had from a league that I ran previously and a car that I've had from a broadcasting race that I did. So decided, since road combinations were kind of light this week, that I would jump in and try to learn this and give it a shot and see what open wheel was all about. I think I've run like one or two Formula V races in open wheel before and really haven't run anything else, so thought I'd give it a shot and see how badly it would go for me. It's a little bit something different since I'm trying to expand my road horizons and have a little bit more fun as well. In what should be the bottom split, I think I've car number 13 out of like 25, so not a ton of expectations out of myself. Fast lap of a 131.845. Probably won't happen in qualifying just because it happened like 5 or 6 laps into a run when the tires have gotten a lot warmer and more grippier, but just see if I can come anywhere near that and try to run towards the top half. Just kind of taking it easy here on this out lap to warm the tires up. Second lap hopefully should be faster than the first. The first is going to be used to get in a fairly solid time. This should at least get me ahead of the people that aren't starting or aren't qualifying, and then the second lap I'll push a little bit more and see what I can do. Kind of almost overshot that chicane, so it's not going to be as great of a start to the first lap, but that's okay. If I can get to the 132s, I'll be happy with that in qualifying. Just have had some problems learning how to drive this thing on cold tires, when I can push, when I can't push, and obviously just in general running it on the edge of the grip. That's always been my problem. But that's true in any road series, not just this car. This car's a lot of fun, and I know this isn't even remotely close to how fast an F1 car is. Just keeping it clean, backing entries up a little bit, like I said, just to make sure that I get a clean lap in, and then I'll push harder on the second lap. Gotta avoid the wheel lock up here into the chicane. In the low 133s right now. See if I can improve much on the second lap. Overshot that chicane again. Somehow didn't get a 1x for hitting the wall. Really shocked by that, so it's going to hurt the second lap as well. The run the line's not going to be as good, but got one lap in.
10th position.
It's good for 10th on the grid right now.
That last lap was at 133.83.
Looks like there's some fairly quick guys if we're only 10th with that lap. Just gonna try to hustle this second lap a little better since we've got the grip. Still not great, but it's gonna have more grip than it had the first lap.
Just done a 133.94.
Broke too late, locked it up going in the chicane, so that's gonna hurt the lap. Don't think I'll be able to recover from that, but I'm gonna try my best. I just had a mental error there and completely missed the braking point. Yeah, we're gonna be going slower because of that mistake. That was such a costly error. Oh well, that's why I got a first lap in. The day I can run a road race without making a mistake, I'll be thoroughly shocked. Don't know why I downshifted to second either with that chicane, but yep, we're gonna go slower on the second lap because of that mistake, but that's okay. 10th place is not horrific. It's technically ahead of where I'm supposed to be qualified. So It's a start.
That's the end of the session. P10.
Qualifying is over. Yep. 132.1. I mean, obviously, if I could run my best lap, I would have been ahead of that. But realistically, I really should have probably been, somewhere 7th place or so in the high 132s. So, we'll see what we can do. But we'll get paints refreshed as everybody starts gridding up. It'll be a fun one to start for sure. We'll get out on the grid. It's like 14 cars out of 23 turn time. Not really too many that should, in theory, be faster behind me. So, if qualifying pace holds true, might be able to maintain this position. Obviously, standing start and road series could be, especially bottom split, could be a bit of a train wreck off the start. So it's just going to be about getting off cleanly, getting through the first few laps of the cold tires, and then being able to survive from there. I'm just going to pull up my all-time optimal lap to have some sort of a starting base, and then I can flip over to session best lap if I feel like I'm way off the pace the entire time to give me a little bit more of a true relative for the race. But yeah, just gonna try to get through, see if I can get through this. Maybe I can get that elusive 0x for me, not make any mistakes, but just gonna take it easy. Turn the chat down a little bit just because I don't feel like hearing everybody right now. No clue what to expect out of everybody else. Like I said, really, first one completely green in this, so no idea what kind of aggression levels to expect out of driver. We got 18 laps, which feels somewhere in between a sprint and a longer race. So I don't know. We'll figure it out and kind of see how it goes.
The track temp is 113. The air temp
Get
is
ready
78.
for our
Fahrenheit, 18
start.
laps. Okay, Jake, here we go. Go.
Not a great start, but we are off and rolling. Got the 23 who's going crazy aggressive to the left side into turn 1, so we're just going to back out and let him go. You can see he's already making contact by throwing it 2 and 3 wide.
Looks like it's Spence.
People wrecked there. That clogs up the 23 since he was on the outside, so I think I might have gotten away with actually picking up a spot off the start. You can see the 23 just drove into our left side. I got on the gas too hard there, able to avoid it. That's what I was talking about with the cold tires thing. With that wreck in turn 3, we've got a nice gap back to the 20.
Great start. Well done.
So it allows me to be able to pull away and just focus on warming the tires up rather than pushing too hard. 4 had an issue. So it's another free spot there. Seen a lot of guys have issues with cold tires. Kind of overshot that entry to the chicane a little bit, but not bad. A couple cars wiggling up ahead. It's going to be the theme is people overdrive the car on cold tires, which I'm sure I will also probably do. See if anybody spins out of the chicane. That's an easy spot to lose it when you get on the throttle too hard. 20 made a really good gain on me. He's pushing a lot faster than I am on cold tires. So we may let him go if he is going to drive that well off the start. He's up from a 21 place starting spot too, so good job to him. A little bit of a better run on the 1, so we'll try to go by on the left-hand side into turn 1.
6th place.
Trying to stay wide. He just turns left into us. I don't know why he didn't think he had to, maintain his lane, but that's okay. Try to work back around the 20. So we will be back in 6th place, I believe. Just up 4 spots from the start, so it was about as good of a start as I could ask for. Field's starting to spread out a little bit towards the front. And we'll see if we're going to get pressure from both the 4 and the 20 from behind. A little too much curb there out of the chicane. Gets the car loose, able to save it. It's going to put the 20 right on our back end. We'll see if he's going to try to dive left into the chicane. Outbrake us. That's exactly what I was expecting to see, so we're just going to let him go. No reason to challenge them. We actually end up side by side out of the chicane, which is not a good spot for either one of us. Or, sorry, hairpin. I'm all kinds of messed up. He's going to take a look to the left side into the chicane. I'm just going to bail early and let him go. There's no reason for this. If he wants to drive that aggressive, I'll let him take the position. We've got some time, and I'm sure he'll make a mistake at some point, and I can try to get back by, so it's not worth getting wrecked. Rather give up one spot there.
That was a 137.08.
And the more that we battle, the more the 4 was going to catch us and get by us. So I'll let him push through, see if he ends up taking out the 1, and maybe I can get 2 free spots out of it. Just have to drive clean enough to get back to him. It's definitely got the pace, though. That is for sure. A little lock up out of the 1, I think, into that chicane. 4 should, in theory, be able to get by me. And then we got a little bit of a gap back to the 14. See the 20 looking right in that chicane. 1 clipping the curb coming out. It's going to slow him down. So it's going to allow the 20 to get by. I'm not going to try to get by here going into the hairpin. It's going to sit behind him. 1 makes a mistake, goes wide in the hairpin. Allows us to get by him. 4's not quite able to get by him. 1 gets out of the hairpin better than me after the mistake, though. So we'll see where he's going to go into this final chicane. Turn 11 and 12 on track. He's going to think about it and then back out smartly as the 4 dives in on the left side. So we're able to come away with 1 spot out of that. Should put us back to 6.
That was a 134.23. Good lap. That's your best in the session.
20 gets a little loose there out of Senna. He said I think he's going to make a mistake at some point, so just going to stay close and watch for that. And if he doesn't, well then, great driving to him.
Front is now 1.0.
Starting to get to the point where the grip level is going to come up to what feels more comfortable, but still got to take it cautious. I overshot that chicane. Longer that the 1 and the 4 can battle behind, the better it is for me, although looks like they've gotten themselves single file. So see if they start catching back up. Probably switch over to session best lap here soon, as it seems like I'm not quite quick enough.
Looks like Armstrong.
Got 2 cars wrecked in the hairpin, so that's 2 free spots there. Looks like 1 car might have been a laugh car, though, so should put us into 4th, I think. That might actually be the lead. I don't know. We'll see. That might have been both for position. Yeah, 4th place, I think, potentially. Clipped the chicane a little bit. Not enough to get me an off track. That also gave us a massive breather back to the 1. Looks like the 4 might have had issues with that.
The guy ahead has just posted a 132.87 P4. That's your quickest lap in this session.
20's definitely quicker than me, but see how it goes as the run progresses. But yes, up to 4th, inside the top 5. Just by keeping it clean, I'll take that. Still overshooting that chicane a little bit. Next time on the back stretch, I'll flip over to session last lap.
1 is 0.37 off the pace.
Big goal is just to keep running clean, consistent laps, and that'll give me the best shot at potentially picking up any more spots. '20 is pulling away quite a bit, but like I said, we'll see if he can hang on to it or if he's going to make a mistake, although I'm probably going to make a mistake. Be kind of my X factor. Don't make a mistake, I have a shot. make a mistake, not going to have a chance. One has a problem in the hairpin, so that puts the 14 up to 5th. He's 5 seconds back, so we've got plenty of space behind and not have to worry about any pressure from anybody.
Fastest lap for
The hairpin just a little
132.83.
bit. We're going to switch over to session best lap now. You can see this last lap was a little bit quicker. Grip levels are continuing to come up. One has another problem. I get on the curbing a little too much while on the throttle, able to save it. It's going to cost me some time to the 20. 14's making a run. He's gaining some time on me. Just going to have to try to keep it as clean as I can. See if I can make up for that mistake. But I got to make sure to not overdrive, because if I overdrive trying to gain that time back, I'll just end up losing even more time. So it's going to be all about just keeping it as clean as I can and do what I can. He's up the throttle a little too early there on the chicane. At least keeping the lap close to my best so far. Track's actually a lot of fun. It's not a ton of different passing opportunities without somebody making a mistake, but I really actually enjoy the track. Was in Montreal a few years ago in the summer, did not get a chance to go check out the track. There wasn't any racing going on, so hopefully sometime I'll be able to get up there again and actually see the track in action, but it is a lot of fun. I know the area in Montreal where it's at. See, we made up some time in relation to the mistake that I had first sector, so got confidence that I can go faster. Just have to not push it. You can see that time through was a lot better. Still a bit slower than the fastest lap, but I think plenty of time to gain still. Pulling back away from the 14, so finding a good spot to sit here in 4th. Maybe all I can get, but that's okay with me. My first open wheel race, I will take that. Everybody in front's really strung out. You got 3 seconds to the 20, another 2 to the 3, and then another 3 seconds up to the 8. It took a tight entry into the chicane that's going to hurt me on exit. Need to stay out a little bit more. Little loose there out of the hairpin, trying to get a little more throttle down to pick up some time. Just kind of reached that edge of the rear tire grip. 14, a really good time through the hairpin. He closed up quite a bit. So if he catches me, I'll definitely probably let him go, because he closed in from 5 seconds back, and he's that much faster. Slowly approaching the halfway mark.
That lap was a 133.48.
Working a little better that time through 1 through 3. On the throttle a little too much there. Able to save it, but gonna cost me some time. Just gotta be a little more careful on the throttle coming out. You can see still picking up time though on my best lap, which is crazy. Best lap's a far cry from my all-time fastest lap. But just gotta work with what I have in this race for driving skills. And I'll focus on improving them outside of the race. Lost a lot of time through that chicane, but doing okay. Slow exit out of the chicane. Lost some time, or out of the hairpin, lost some time there. That's why the 14 was able to close up a little bit. Looks like the 14 is breaking away from the 9 and the 2, so if he catches me, it may just be him I have to worry about. Oh, clipped way too much of the curb there on the entry in the chicane and get the wall out. There was my mistake.
Between the lines, please, Jake.
Somehow only get a 1x for the off track and not a 2x for wall contact. Don't think it hurt the car too bad, so just kind of feel it out, work it back out, take the lumps, move on. It's just me flat out pushing too hard again. Trying to use all the track, but that was a little too much of the track. Trying to reset. Just picking up the throttle a little too early there into the chicane, and that's causing me to push a little wide for the exit, which is costing me time.
The gap behind is now 3.9 seconds.
Looks like the 20 might be locking it up into the hairpin, so something I was doing in practice as well. It could potentially lead to some tire heating issues and possibly allow us to close up, although I haven't been able to take advantage of anything yet and close up on them. Driving a little more conservative through the chicane that time just to make sure I get through without any issues. I'll try to pull away from the 14.
Halfway home, fuel's good.
Halfway down, 9 laps to go. No, it's not really given an exciting race since we're not around cars, but it's giving me a chance to, focus on lap times and try to run clean lines, even though I haven't really been. A little loose there out of the corner. Able to hang on to it. We may get into a battle with some cars, though, before the end of this one. Waiting to pick up the throttle, you can see the difference it made. Instead of picking up too early, pushing me wide.
I think P3's gone off in the hairpin.
Yeah, the 20 had an issue in the hairpin, which I expected to start happening, so closed up quite a bit on him. Now just a second and a half back. But the 14's also closing up on us. It's going to make an interesting run at this point for the last 8 laps. Somehow making a mistake again, shifting down into second gear, and that chicane for no reason.
Alright, Jake, you're in the
Just
sky.
going to focus on
1.2 seconds.
clean lines like I had been, even though we're closer to the 20. Needed to have downshifted first, but that's okay. I'll get through that mistake. Certainly not the fastest car on the track, but trying to be clean and consistent. If I just focus on clean laps, that'll allow me to catch up to the 20. Should hopefully allow me to continue to pull away from the 14 as well. Overshot the corner entry that time. That's what pushed me out. Just a little too much speed into the chicane. You can see it cost me a lot of time here down the straightaway into the hairpin. Car rotate, but got to do a little better job staying off the curbing because that curbing material does not provide grip. At least bought a couple tenths on the 14 and slowly closing in on the 20. I think that'll be the only pass I can make before the end of the race, assuming no problems happen for the leaders up front. Clipped too much of the curbing out of the chicane. It was a little bit of time from what I could have, but should still be in the 132s, so happy to be clicking off faster laps. Overshot that corner a little bit. You can see the time it cost me. 20's pulling back away a little bit, so I think the only way we'll probably get by him is if he makes a mistake, which he did, and wouldn't be surprised if he makes another one, although I wouldn't be surprised if I make one. But I'm going to drive confidently that I'm not going to make a mistake. Try to have some unfounded confidence. So we're working lap 12 of 18 right now. Like I said, this is definitely a lot of fun. I may run next week's race, we'll see. Overshot the hairpin a little bit there. Just lost a lot of time out of it. Allowed the 20 to pull away a little bit more again. Gap's back up to a 1.5 seconds. It was at one point down to like 1.0, 1.1. A little bit loose with the curb, the chicane, but got a good exit out of it, so creeping the lap times down.
You've just done a 132.82.
A little too loose on the throttle out, able to save it though. Picked up the throttle a bit too early there. Cost me time on the exit. Again, gotta remember to roll it a little bit more. Locked up the left front, a little bit going into the corner. Gotta pay attention to that. Pulling away from the 14 though, so it looks like I've been able to outlast that pressure a little bit. The 20's doing a good job of not making any mistakes now. So that chance at a third place finish is kind of fleeting, but still plenty of laps for something to happen. Overshoot the hairpin. Yeah, lost a lot of time there. That was just really, really bad entry.
6 has gone off in the hairpin.
Looks like 14 had a issue in the hairpin, so moved the 6 up to 5th place. For some reason, starting to find a little bit of speed out of that chicane. Just can't put a full lap together to pick up more time.
That lap was a 133.15.
Oh, overshoot the corner, off track. Just gotta save it, keep it on. Wow, terrible corner entry there. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Thankfully able to keep the car from spinning though, so just a 1x and a bit of a time loss. Obviously, you know, half a second's not good to the 20, but could have been far worse. A little loose there, out of the corners, the rear tires are hot, leaning too much on them. Settle down, get it back, see if I can make a run at the 20. Just gonna kind of back things down so that I don't continue to overheat the tires. It's only gonna put me in a worse spot. Seems like I've actually been gaining on the 3. I think the 20 and I have both been gaining on the 3. Just don't know if there's enough laps left to be able to get by, and we're going to have just 4 to go next time by. Really bad hairpin. Thankfully, I've got a big gap back to the 2. So it's allowing me to make these mistakes and not really risk losing a position. As you can see, I easily lost almost a full second this lap compared to what I should have done. Got the 4
The gap in front is increasing.
up ahead.
Now 3.1
He
seconds.
stays slow on the left side, thank you to him.
Turn 1.
Let's see. I think that was just being called out for the 4 being slow. I don't think there actually was anything in turn 1. Had the watch getting on the throttle there, thought I got a bit too much on the curbing and the grass. Didn't want to risk spinning out. Locking up the tires a little bit on entry. Just gotta be a little more careful with the braking. Gaps opened up a little bit more to the 2, so again, still no pressure from behind. Still haven't been able to hit that chicane the way that I want. 20's pulling away, but we're staying pretty stable with the 3. Trying to get out of the hairpin a little bit better, gain some time down the backstretch. If I would have done better in that chicane, I'd probably be close to a session best lap. But I am still in 4th place, and the car's still rolling. That's what matters the most.
Okay, Jake. Lap times are pretty consistent.
A little bit of a wide exit there, just, I don't know, I kind of almost conceded 3rd place to the 20 and just backing it down a little bit to get to the finish cleanly.
The gap in front has increased.
Kind of driving at like 90%. Probably find that I go quicker because the whole going slow equals fast thing. But it's really more about the I want to finish in 4th and keep it clean thing. Well, clean is, you know, relative as it can be. I actually got through that chicane pretty well, so you can see the difference in time now. Picked up some time in the middle of the hairpin and didn't get back on the throttle well. Still gaining time out of it, but not as much as I could have. We're gonna have just 2 to go this time by. I'm gonna need a mistake out of the 20, quite honestly, to be able to get to him. Although able to set session best lap here, so I will gladly take that.
To go. That lap time was 1:32.64.
Oh, getting a little too zealous there with the throttle. Able to save it. Said I'd be the one to make the mistake, not the 20. Just gotta hold on to it. 2 to go. No time to gain. We'll see if the 20 actually gets by the 3. Maybe if he tries to drive over his head and too aggressive, he'll take out the 3 and we'll get a free spot. Get ourselves onto the podium. If not, 4th place is still a very, very good showing for me. Looks like the 3's starting to pull away. See the separation again, about a 1.5 seconds. 20 had closed it down, but 3 was able to sustain that pressure and pull away. And the 2's not really been able to close up on me at all. Working our way to the white flag. Never thought I'd be running a Formula 3 race. Never thought I'd be making it to the white flag in a Formula 3 race either.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 4.8 seconds. Your last lap time was at 1:33.69.
See if we can finally nail a lap. Quite a little hard on the throttle, able to save it though. Trying to drive this lap as best as I can.
Get a podium here.
Crew chief being optimistic, saying I can get a podium. Not when I do that. And then pinch the entry into the chicane too, so lost some speed that way. This chicane's the key. Clip the curb, so not a great entry, but hey, we're still running close to the time, and again, still got a really good shot at a 4th place finish, so I will gladly take that. Out of the hairpin. Final time, working our way down the backstretch for the final time. Gap to the 2s open up even more. 20's nowhere near close enough being able to do anything with the 3 in the final chicane, so just need to not overshoot it.
There's an incident in turn 1. You think it might be
Take
Cox?
my 4th place finish.
Senna. Looks like Cox.
Didn't really get by too many cars on speed. It was more about just
P4.
avoiding
Well
the
done, mate. Good
incidents and
finish.
keeping it clean. And I mean, unfortunately, 2x with the off tracks, but overall, I will gladly take that. That was a lot more than I thought it would be. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, I held my breath in quite a few moments, and I was still driving far off of where I had been. You can see the 8 gets the win, 3 able to hang on to second, 20 rounds out your podium. Only 8 cars finished on the lead lap out of the 23 that started the race, so it's pretty shocking. Let everybody finish up. We'll take a look at the start and see what all happened off the start. I want to see my view and see what had happened. You can see going into turn 1, the 23. Okay, so maybe I did turn down to him. I thought he turned up. Let's see. Working our way in. I start my turn in. I think honestly I expected him to turn in a lot more closer to the curbing in the white line, and had we done that, we probably would have been okay. But it also looks like he's not really turning. Let's see. He's turning in, and then all of a sudden he just starts going straight. So I guess that's why it happened with the 0x. It's kind of a racing deal a little bit. I, again, probably should have given him a little bit more room, but I expected him to be almost a full car width to the inside, and, you know, kind of working like this kind of line. So, um, you know, that was that. But very, very lucky that even that contact didn't A, damage anything, or B, send me spinning. So decided to fall in behind him. Then you've got the, see what happened with the 6 and the 7 here. Looks like the 6 on cold tires gets off track and then locks it up and then tries to get on throttle and just rips it around, and that kind of stalls out the field. Looks like, let's see, did he back up into the 7? 7's trying to go by. Oh, that was just a really bad case of netcode. Like, really, really bad case of netcode there. Unfortunately, that collects the 7 then when he didn't need to be. But then, oh darn, the 23 has to stop behind it because that was the line that he chose to take. So, oh darn, we managed to get by that. So that was that deal, which picked us up 3 spots right there. And then I think everything else was just going to be standard people overshooting corners, spinning out, kind of like, you know, a few moments I almost had happen. You can see I got really loose right there. Just, yeah, I mean, cold tires, the thing's really tough. Again, very, very, very green to Formula experience. Also going to make it very tough. There's another spot there that we gained, so yeah, overall, actually, you know, in the front, I would say a pretty clean race. The 20 was certainly aggressive, but he made it work, and he wasn't taking people out, so it was just me, not being aggressive enough, which I think it's partially due to, you know, the lower experience level, and he just dug for every position and made it work, so I got to give him a lot of credit. As much as, you know, I hated dealing with it, it certainly was a great drive on his part for that, so, you know, let's see, I think somewhere soon you should have the deal up here that we end up getting by. I guess not. But yeah, take a look at the results. Hopefully those should be fairly positive. Yeah, bottom split of 2, 1146. Strength of field's a little bit stronger than my I rating. It's tough for me to gain a lot of I rating and safety rating when I only really do a couple races a week. So kind of got to take very, very small gains throughout a week compared to what I do in pavement oval. But 0.21 on the safety rating, so 2.55. hopefully just get it up to above 3.0 by the end of the season next week, and able to gain 66 night ratings, just under 1,300. Goal, I would say, by the end of next week, with a couple more road races left to do, probably 1,400-ish, maybe 1,450. And then I think, depending on how much volume I do, how many races I do in Season 3 of 2022, 2K would be an awesome, that'd be an extreme goal, but that would be an awesome goal if I could hit. So try to shoot for that. Take a look at the lap times. For it's looking like a 291, 132.291 out of 20 was quick. Yeah, yeah, he did have fast laps. So pretty slow. Only about 3.5 tenths off or so, which I will take. Not bad overall, but yeah, almost got out of that. Just made stupid mistakes. Getting wide, very fortunate to only have 2x for 2 off-track incidents rather than a 2x and a 1x. So count my blessings there. Just got to clean stuff up, but I guess for my first F3 race, can't really expect a ton. So I will take that. Hopefully, you guys enjoy that. If you have any tips for driving these cars or things you do for practice or drilling or whatever, would love to hear that. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you want to see more in the future. So until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.